Hello and welcome to another episode of Connecting the Dollars. Amanda and I are very excited today to have a guest with us, Erin Carney, and she is a financial coach with Coin and Compass Coaching. That is her business. So let's jump right in. We're going to talk about financial coaching with mostly young adults, the people that Erin works with the most, but I'll let Amanda jump in with a little bit of a background and get into our first question.
Sure, yeah. So I met Erin. She's one of my, I'll call her my neighbor in Brooklyn. I think she's amazing at what she does. I do find as a financial advisor, we will get clients or prospective clients who ask us questions that I think are better served by a financial coach. And I think there is some confusion about what a coach does, which versus what an advisor does. So I'd love for you to give your explanation of that, Erin. And also, we want to hear about how you got into coaching to start with, because I know you haven't been a coach your whole life, but
Thank you. It's a
yeah.
pleasure to be here. I'm so excited to be talking with both of you. Gosh, so I grew up having conversations with my dad about economics and finances. We would go on car rides talking about junk bonds and the Federal Reserve
Oh,
and
wow.
monetary policy and all of that. So I grew up with that kind of confidence in understanding this stuff. And then I had a career in the nonprofit sector, leading organizations, and then had a career as an entrepreneur, owning my own business. All of the pieces just kind of fell into place, and financial coaching just tapped into all of the things I love, all of the things I'm good at, and connecting with people. My passion is working with young adults. I work with adults of all ages. I have clients in their 70s, but my passion is working with young adults who are still figuring all of this stuff out. I speak with young adults who will say, I don't even know what I don't know. And everything can just be really overwhelming out there in terms of, especially now with social media, that you've got all of these top 10 lists of what you should do before you're 25, or all of the rules that you should be following around your finances and everything. And there's a lot of noise, and it can be really stressful and overwhelming for people of all ages. And with young adults, I love that I can help them understand both their money mindset and their habits and why they make the decisions they do around money, and establish that baseline of understanding themselves early on in life, as well as understanding how finances work before they're out there entrenched in the real world and start making some pretty expensive mistakes. So getting them understanding how things work and making the right decisions for them. But like I said, I work with adults of all ages, and you would be surprised how similar a 51-year-old in terms of their understanding of how finances work and their mindset and understanding their mindset is similar to a 22-year-old.
I want to just say, I love what you said about how it's about understanding yourself, because I feel like there's a lot of, I'll call it noise of people saying, oh, if people just understood financial literacy better, that would prevent these mistakes. And for so many people, it's not about financial literacy. It's about understanding yourself, not understanding the money. It's part of
Yeah.
it, right?
I completely agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not a financial literacy issue, though I would love to see more schools teaching financial literacy.
sure. Yeah.
But beside that, people have access to plenty of information out there. It's more an understanding and a clarity of what you want from your finances and what's going on in your world. It can also be, I find with a lot of my clients that talking about money carries a lot of emotions with it. Some
Yeah.
of the emotions are guilt, or definitely stress, guilt. A lot of my clients feel a lot of emotions come with these money conversations, a lot of overwhelm and guilt and shame. And their natural inclination is to just kind of bury their head in the sand and not want to look at it until that approach stops working for them, or they realize that it's never really worked for them. And now they really need to figure out what's going on with their money, what money is coming in, what money is going out. Are is money helping them reach their goals? What are their goals? So it's not about rules or a rule of thumb or advice. It's really understanding your relationship with money and what's going on in your life. That's why in my coaching, I work one on one with people or with couples. So we get down to the nitty gritty of what's going on with your money and in your head.
That's a great approach.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you need to have this groundwork done in order to be able to let that money work for you. When people say, there's a lot of advice out there. It's just like, I feel it's ingrained in my head to be like, save, save, save. But what about spending? Like, I need someone to tell me it's okay to spend a little money. Sometimes
Mhm.
people need that. But where I was going more with that was another rule of thumb. People say, okay, I need to start investing my money. I need to find an investment advisor. And that's great. Come talk to us at Prevail.
Mhm.
But you're gonna get so much more out of what we can offer if you do this first kind of groundwork first by talking to a coach, talking to Erin to figure out what are your goals with this money. And once you have that, it becomes so much easier, so much better for everyone. So you'll meet your goals. You're more likely to meet your goals, I suppose.
Right. That's why having a financial advisor and a CPA and a financial coach on your professional team is so great because we all fit different roles of what you need and we approach things from very different angles. So I love it when somebody tells me that they already have a financial advisor or when a financial advisor refers a client to me because we can talk about their goals and also figure out their spending plan so that they have the funds to invest in their retirement or whatever their investment goals are. A lot of people are like, I don't even know how much. I imagine you'll have clients come in and say, I don't know how much I can invest every month or every year. And so a financial coach can help them get that clarity, which is helpful.
Yeah. Or even we find sometimes we will give advice, great advice, if you'll allow me, and people struggle with implementing it. You have hundreds of thousands of dollars in your checking account. We know on paper this is not the right approach. You don't need to do this, but there's this psychological block of getting the money out of the account. And why is that comforting to you? What is it about it that's stopping you from doing something that's good for you and good for your family? And digging into that can really, really help some people.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And you probably find that with this great advice that you give people, they nod their head in agreement. Yes, 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 that's what I should do. And then you meet with them in your next meeting and the needle hasn't moved. They haven't done it, right?
Yeah.
Followed the
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
And so that's also what coaching helps people. So one of the main things people are often surprised that we don't talk about numbers and dollars and cents as much as they expect to with a financial coach.
Mm.
Because money touches everything in your life, and that's one of the reasons why I love coaching as well. For better or for worse, right? Money touches every single aspect in your life. And so a lot of my sessions are about what are your values? What do you want in life? Tell me what is a definition of wealth to you? But not in terms of net worth and a dollar amount, but holistically, your relationships, your purpose, your experiences. And so by understanding that, what's driving a client, that is the, I think, only way to impactfully get them to move toward their goals is understanding what's underneath those goals. What's driving them? That's what a coach really gets at so that you can make these changes in your financial life.
Yeah, I think that's so well said, Erin. And I hope people listening to this realize that these aren't unique to any certain people. I think this is such a widespread thing, and a lot of people aren't necessarily comfortable with asking for help when they have money issues because they feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be an adult. I'm supposed to know how to do this. And I'm just like, you're normal. This is so normal. Nobody knows how to do this. It's not just numbers, it's so psychological and how you grew up and cultural and experiences, right? There's so much there to unpack.
So much there. Every single one of us has a relationship with money, which was probably formed in our childhood. Yeah, we all have a relationship with money. It's understanding what that relationship is and what it's doing for us and how it impacts our decisions and that sort of thing. That's the key to knowing it. But like I said, my young adults aren't so different from older adults in terms of feeling like you have a handle on how to do this stuff. I have a lot of clients in their 30s, 40s, 50s who are like, I have everything. I'm completely capable. I'm successful. Every element of my life, I feel like I've got a handle on it. But it's this money thing that I just feel like a real child about it, or I just can't get it figured out. And that just adds to this shame and, an embarrassment. So you're right. It's hard for people to come forward and say, all right, this is a thing that I just never figured out.
Sounds like you can help people make a big difference in their day-to-day life. Do you find that after clients have worked with you for a while that they start to something breaks loose or they have a feeling that they're feeling after working with you? What have you seen?
Yeah, yeah. But by far, the word clarity comes to mind as an answer to that question. People absolutely gain better clarity about where their money is going, what they're spending on, what are the steps to their goals, paying off debt, that sort of thing. I think about a couple of clients who have come in really feeling overwhelmed by the mechanics of their finances. Bills are paid late. Everything feels like it's slipping through the cracks, and they're really feeling like they're just not an adult around this stuff. And I'm talking about my clients of adult age, 30s and 40s. And we get some of my favorite stories have been clients who we've gotten that clarity, we figured it out, we've put systems in place, and then we get to move on to the really meaty stuff. So we have a spending plan. This is where you're spending all of your money. But you know what? Earlier, we were talking about what you want in this next phase of your life, in this next chapter of your life, that you want this thing. It might be travel, it might be whatever it is. I don't want us to talk specifics about clients. But you know what I noticed? Nothing in your budget here in your spending plan is supporting that goal and that value for you. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about putting money toward that thing that you want for this next chapter in your life. And so we talk about that kind of stuff. And that's really fun is when we go deeper than just spreadsheets and calculations and tracking and all of that stuff as we go deeper. And I think clients are often surprised that we go into that realm as well. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also curious if when you work with clients, do you find that there's a point when you tell them they're ready if they don't have an advisor, when you say, okay, now is the time when it would be great to start working with a financial advisor?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. And I also I've helped several clients. So I can't tell them which advisor to go to. And I certainly, you know what, this actually brings us back to your first question about the difference between a financial advisor and a coach is that I'm not licensed or qualified, nor do I even want to do what a financial advisor does. So I
Why
would
not?
never, I don't help clients with balancing their portfolio. I don't tell them which accounts they should be in and all of that. I can explain the difference between a Roth IRA and a 401k and that sort of thing in terms of just educating, but I can't advise them on any of that. So that's where you come in. And I've helped clients know what questions to ask when they're having their first discovery call with a financial advisor or a financial planner. I encourage them to listen to their gut if they're talking to somebody and is this person answering your question? Do you feel like, and that's why I refer folks to you guys, because I know that when my clients reach out to you, they're going to be heard, they're going to be listened. You also have the same approach of like, what are your goals? Where are you headed? So yeah, that's why it's great to have both of us on somebody's team.
Yeah.
This is great. Yeah, it's like if you want to get better at a sport or at working out, you hire a trainer or a coach. If you want to get better or learn I'm looking at my ceramic mug that I love. You want to get good at pottery or learn it, you go to a class. So it's not something that everyone just knows how to do.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just
It's a
like
skill.
another aspect of like, hey, I want to get better at this. And
Yep.
because it's so personal, it makes sense. One-on-one coaching is the way to go with that.
Mm.
So, yeah, Erin, do you work with people? Erin's based in Brooklyn, New York, but do you work with people all over or
I do.
okay,
Mhm.
great.
I have clients in California, Texas, Ohio. Yep.
Amazing. And so, in order to potentially set something up with you or send an inquiry, coinandcompasscoaching.com is their website. Anywhere else they can find you, or any final kind of overview you want to give?
Nope. I think yeah, my probably reaching out to me through my website is the best way. There's a contact form there. There's also I'm very human based, and so I also have my direct email there too, so you can reach out to me. And if somebody's interested or curious that this might be right for them, they can reach out and we can just have a 30-minute, very low pressure conversation. You can tell me more about your situation. I can answer questions about coaching, see if it's good chemistry, because that's also what it kind of comes down to. Just people don't really like to talk about this stuff. And so you've got to know that the person on the other side of that Zoom call is somebody that you're going to enjoy talking to for an hour at a time about a topic you're not super into. Just making sure we have good chemistry is important.
Yes, you're very approachable. It's been very easy to talk to. I can attest to this now. Thanks for covering so much. That is so helpful, so useful. I hope that we can have you on again soon at some point. Amanda, anything else you want to finalize with here?
Yeah, no, I think Erin's great. She's great at what she does, and I think she helps people. And I love how you said you're human focused because I think there's a lot of AI stuff. Yes, I hate AI. I think we're entering the AI backlash, and I think people are appreciating the human connection and how important that is in a new way. So,
Agreed.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me on. This has really been a pleasure. It's been a lot of
Thank
fun.
you. Thank you
Yeah,
for
thanks for
joining
coming on,
us.
Erin.
All right. We will talk to everyone soon. You can find this episode at propelfinancials.com. You can find this episode linked through propelfinancialadvisors.com on our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all Propel Financial Advisors. Yeah. And we'll talk to you at the next one. Thank you.